there. So I've been hearing about this express entry system thing that we have here in Canada. I believe I know someone that actually came here or on it or something like that. But I've been hearing a lot about that. Tell us a little bit about that for the people out there that might be interested in coming to Canada, like from countries like Jamaica or even India or wherever. Can you tell us a little bit about that system and how it works and like the price of, how much it would cost?
So the express entry system is the system that they use now for a pathway to PR. So it covers programs such as the Federal Skilled Worker Program, Federal Skilled Trade Program, and the CEC, which stands for Canadian Experience Class Program. So what it is basically people who want to come here, they're put in a pool. So let's say you have a whole bunch of aunts and uncles and cousins who want to come here and you put them in a physical pool. Just me explaining right now, right? In order to qualify to be in the pool, they're going to look at selection factors such as your experience, your age, your capabilities when it comes on to your language, whether it be English and or French and other factors. If you make a minimum of 67 points, you qualify to be in the pool. Yay! Awesome. Here's the interesting thing that I'm seeing. And I have to make mention of this because sadly, this is like a whole other, I don't even want to call it a scam in the immigration aspect. It's kind of like a lie of omission. And I'll explain to you. So I have people calling me or contacting me and they're like, I'm in the pool. I'm in the express entry pool. I was told by my lawyer or my consultant that I qualify, and you do qualify. They're not lying to you about that. But it gets deeper. So after you've qualified to be in the pool, so immigration is then going to go in and they're going to look at everybody in the pool. And they have a comprehensive ranking system, which is known as CRS. And based on that system, they're going to look for the people with the highest scores. So right now we're in the 400s, I think 480s, right? And so for you, let's say you're in the pool and you have 380 based on your CRS score. Technically you qualify because you are in the pool. When it comes on to the selection factor, you've met that. But now with the CRS, you will never get an invitation to apply. And so what I'm finding is that a lot of consultants and lawyers, they omit that part. So they'll say to you, oh, you do qualify to be in the pool. Let me handle this for you. And you pay them, whether it be 500 Canadian or US or 1,200 or 15. I know people who charge like 15. And when I say I know immigration consultants and lawyers who make a killing simply doing this, knowing people will never get an invitation to apply. Because the thing you have to consider is if you're not going to be working with your clients to help them improve their scores, whether you're going to say to them, okay, listen, there's room for you to improve your scores by gaining some more experience by working in this field or working in Canada or retaking your CELPIP or your IELTS exam, get higher scores for your English. That improves your scores. Some lawyers and consultants don't care about that. And so you're just sitting there in the pool. But the interesting thing is if you're just sitting there and you're not doing anything, as you get older, your points will drop. And that's the thing, the sad thing with Canada is the older you get, like they're just like, nope.
We don't want you.
No. The thing with Canadian immigration, and I tell this to people all the time. If you have conversations with people, right? Majority of the people I know here, like we all immigrated. And hands down, I can tell you, we are like, Canada takes the smartest of the smart, like top-notch. And when top-notch people get here, then obviously you need somebody to do the, let's just call it lower skilled job. So that's the other reason why you can't even look down on people here. Because just because they're doing certain jobs does not mean they're not smart, does not mean they're not educated, does not mean they're not experienced, does not mean they're not skilled, right? Like you have doctors, lawyers, accountants,
Or
everybody.
Uber drivers.
Oh my God, cab drivers, delivery drivers.
Delivery drivers, yeah.
Mhm, mhm. And so, yeah, so that's the thing with the express entry. It's definitely a good pathway for people who have experience or, the education, depending on the province as well. But you really want to be careful who you're going to. Make sure you ask questions. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing too, they can omit, but they can't lie to you. So my advice to the people who are watching would be, if you feel like you want to immigrate to Canada, or if you're already here on a work permit and you're now trying to get your PR through the express entry, when you talk to a lawyer or a consultant, ask questions. Okay, so I'm in the pool now. Where is my CRS points at? Okay, he'll give you a number. And then you say, okay, well, based on the most recent invitations, how do you feel? What are my chances of getting an invitation in the next 6 months, next year, or whatever it might be? And then they'll have to be honest with you. And then you say, okay, how do I improve my scores then? Let's work on this. How do I improve my scores? Do you think I can, go redo my English? Should I take a class for French? Because if you have two languages, it helps, little things like that, right? So be detailed. Otherwise, you might just get a consultant or a lawyer who will say you qualify to be in that pool,
Because they
but
want your
because they're doing work for you. They're creating that profile for you, so you have to pay them. But the outcome that you're hoping for, it's never going to happen. So make sure you ask questions.
it's always that's excellent.
Yeah.
It's brilliant idea. It's always good to always make sure you ask questions when you're doing these things, especially if you don't know what you're doing and you're depending on somebody else. You got to be transparent, so they know that you know what you're talking about, so they can't trick you.
100%.